This red shirt's probably like super bright.
Super red.
Super red.
At least you're festive.
Hmm?
You're festive.
I'm festive?
Yeah.
That is true. If only I was wearing some green pants that you couldn't see.
Yeah.
Yes. Are the lights on in the
What
back?
people don't realize is we're not wearing any pants.
Yeah, we're wearing shorts. Oh, this show. What are we doing?
Are we starting?
Yeah, no, this is already live, man. We're rolling.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Not So Round Table. This is episode 141. So if you're still with us, thank you for being with us for so long. We hope you've enjoyed all of the different iterations of the Not So Round Table. And this one just happens to be a special holiday edition of the Not So Round Table, where George and I are answering a previous prompt from our previous video when we asked you guys what one of the best gifts to give an Airsofter for the holidays was. So if you're just joining us and you want to comment in the section down below to start that conversation, feel free to do that. Otherwise, let's start it off.
Get right into it.
Get right into it.
All right. So my opinion on this was very interesting because I could reference it for sometimes during my youth. So I'll have a reference in terms of if you're buying a gift for a son or daughter. So an example would be, for me, was hockey. So if, basically if I was getting new hockey equipment, usually I needed, parents would make sure they know the size that,
Sure.
that I currently need to go to, especially for somebody who's growing. Always to keep in mind, until you hit that 16, 17 mark, you're still pretty much usually growing,
Yeah.
at least for the most part.
Yeah.
And then the next thing was kind of, it's hard to maybe surprise them at that point. Like I'm thinking about some of the gifts in regards to that when I, for Christmas or birthdays would be always kind of maybe not as surprising as, sometimes the gift giver would like them to be.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
if you're going for a gift that, hey, like I want my kid to, really like this gift, I want him almost to kind of like, let me know what he really wants and we can get it for him or her. Sorry, make sure we include the girl Airsofters too. Airsofters. And but if you want to surprise somebody, that's where it gets difficult.
Mm-hmm.
You had some recommendation ideas, and I actually agree with your recommendation.
Well, yeah, okay, so we were talking about it right before we started filming to kind of figure out what bullet points we wanted to hit. And I think something we touched on before we get into gear is it's really hard to buy somebody an airsoft gun, right? Like, I mean,
Yes and no.
there are tons
Yes and
there are
no.
tons of airsoft guns. If someone wants an M4, it's really easy to find them an M4 or an AK or whatever platform they like. However, if you don't know what an airsofter likes and you end up getting an MP5 and they have a whole bunch of stuff for M4s or vice versa, that can be difficult. So it can be a better idea to get them something that's a little bit more universal, which is why we talked about maybe choosing gear as a viable gift to give somebody who plays airsoft, because they may not have a vest yet if they've just started. Maybe they spent their starting budget on their rifle and batteries and chargers and stuff, and so they may not have a vest yet, or maybe they have a vest but they don't really have a lot of pouches, or maybe they want to expand into carrying more stuff, so maybe a belt and a couple pouches, or even something like a backpack. Maybe
they want a new color loadout, or something like that. But then again, that kind of gets into the realm of what I was talking about. You have to know sizing.
Right.
So that's where it gets a little complicated.
Well, the nice thing about pouches and gear specifically,
true,
vests, is there really only three sizes.
Correct.
You got small, medium, and large.
All right.
Well,
You got me there. I'm thinking maybe like a helmet, for example,
Right,
or I mean, plate carriers are pretty. You either are a small, medium, or a large XL.
And the nice thing is they're adjustable. So
Yeah.
if you get one that is adjustable, they're going to get more use out of it rather than something that has no adjustment at all.
Yeah. So if you're like, if you're buying a plate carrier for Matt, you'd buy a small, medium. If you're buying a plate carrier for me, you'd probably buy a large XL.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of like pretty easy to kind of tell on that one.
And if in doubt, chest rigs come in one size.
Very true.
And they fit everybody.
That is true.
With the modern ones that can be adapted onto different plate carriers,
That's very true.
You get a lot more use out of them. Yeah.
Okay. And then like another thing I was kind of thinking about was, you talked about guns, and I agree with guns, because it's like, oh, do they want this pistol or that pistol? It's so hard, it's just like, what am I going to get them? It's hard to surprise them. So that's maybe more difficult. But what you always could do is you could always do like some upgrade ideas or something like that. I was thinking like maybe like a pay for tech service or something like that. But
yeah,
I mean,
that'd be
that really
cool.
kind of depends what you have in your area and what you have available to you in terms of tech services, or if you're shipping in tech services, that could be kind of difficult.
Like, I don't know what I would do if you like showed up with a Christmas present for me and it was a Glock. I'd be like, what do I do with this? All my mags are high kappa mags.
You could just,
I don't have a
use
Glock
a Glock.
holster.
Yeah, but you could just use a Glock.
I could just use a Glock.
But you won't. But that's
I
okay.
won't.
He'll be like, can I return this?
Yeah. How do you trade for high kappa? Something else I was just thinking is accessories. Like,
That's very true. Like lights are pretty universal. Sights and scopes are pretty universal.
even mock suppressors for the
Mock
most part.
suppressors are pretty universal. Stocks, not so much. But there's a lot of stuff that you could actually just, that's a very good point, actually. Getting them a more quality light,
Yeah. Yeah.
for their pistol, for example. Almost all of them are the same.
Yeah,
in terms of their
accessory
fitment.
rails. Yeah.
And in terms of the accessory rails on a pistol. But I mean, then I don't know. So let's get into some of our comments.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll go for the first one. This is from. Wow, this is a very, 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 very long.
Now, before he reads this, I do want to note, like, all of the comments were amazing, and you guys had some incredible ideas on gifts, and if we could read them all, we would spend the hour reading them all, but that would be boring for everyone, and you can simply read them yourself in the comment section of the previous video. If you want to read everyone's comments, go back to episode 140 and look at everyone's suggestions, especially if you're looking for a gift for somebody. It's a great place to get some ideas. We're just going to read some of the top ones. And this just so happens to be where we're going to be awarding our winner,
Correct.
who was our top comment that we all voted on as a team, as a marketing team, for a gift idea. Someone we really, really thought was deserving of something really cool for the holiday season. But before we get into that, let's read off our top comments.
So kind of, if we're not really awarding these in terms of first, second, third place or anything like that, but one of the comments here from Jax1Tac, the summary of it, we're not going to read the whole comment. It's very long. But the summary of the comment was that Jax1Tac believes that every airsofter already knows what kind of gun they want. And that's kind of like what you and I talked about a minute ago. So instead, gift them something they will need. And the example actually that this person gave was great. Giving them a way to transport their gun. And actually, that kind of comes into a good theme that I've thought about for Christmas for a long time. Like, if you ever watch like a lot of cartoon shows, for example, there's always time, like old school cartoons, like Nickelodeon. There's always like times where they would try to like buy each other gifts, like cartoon characters, and then like they'd have to like part ways with their favorite gift that they bought something for the for the other person for their gift that they gave away. And it's just kind of funny because if you have trouble getting somebody something for Christmas, figure out something they really use a lot, and figure out how to make their use of it easier.
That's true.
So if they really like airsoft, and they go to the airsoft field a lot, maybe get them a case. Pelican case, EMG case, Plano case, Seahorse case. We have a whole bunch of cases on our website. Hard cases, or a new gun bag, something that's really nice.
Yeah.
That way they can have a better time transporting it to and from the house.
That's true, and safety. So
Safety.
you're investing in their safety.
That was one of my.
That's weird. I just winked at Chris. Yeah, no, that's exactly. That's a fantastic idea. And again, it kind of goes to gear, right? I guess you'd consider that gear or an accessory of some sort.
It's an accessory or a gear
Yeah.
item for sure.
We want to read the next one?
One of the things I want to talk about in terms of like holidays, and let's put it this way: we deal a lot with the marketing side of Evike.com.
Yeah.
We know our customer base. We know the age bracket that our customer base is in.
We hope so.
Okay. Well, we hope so. Yeah. We're pretty good. So let's just be real for a moment. Most of the people who are buying things at Evike.com during the holidays are buying it for themselves.
I don't do that.
You don't do that? You don't buy your own Christmas gifts?
Shop for. Well, no.
No, you think about
Okay,
it.
so-
Every guy between the age of 18 and 35 is probably during Black Friday buying at least one thing for themselves that they probably won't even wrap.
So, okay, so in my case, I would say like because we have unfair access to our entire inventory any given day of the year. I don't like wait until Christmas to like buy something I need or want for Airsoft.
For Airsoft,
right?
yeah, I know.
I'm just like, okay, I need that. I'll check that out, and then that frees me up to spend money for the holidays on other people, since The rest of the year I've
Yeah,
blown it
but
on myself anyway.
if you're like if you're shopping for a new TV, and you want to get it on Black Friday,
Oh, that's the best time to buy a TV,
yeah, yes and no.
isn't it? I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't bought a TV in like ever.
Matt still watches TV on like an old CRT, like huge.
No, I have a flat television. It's not smart. It doesn't do apps.
It doesn't do apps.
It's not connected to the internet.
That's rough.
I have a Roku for that.
A Roku, even rougher. Like you can't even get a Fire Stick.
Oh, that's pretty fast. The Roku works pretty well, man.
I don't know. The Fire Stick's pretty awesome.
It gets my Netflix.
Get your Netflix, but what about your Disney Plus?
I have a phone for that.
Really?
Yeah. And funny enough, so Disney, like, however they've written the program, they won't let you stream your phone to your TV.
Yeah.
So like, even if I like try to wirelessly like
Yeah, you do the
stream it to
screen
Roku,
mirroring.
you can't do that.
No, that sucks, man. That's rough. I
That's
don't know
okay.
how you survive.
I just watch it on my phone. Like, it's
Hey,
great.
you know what? You actually, if you ever think about it, me and my wife joked about this, but it was like if you're watching a TV in bed or like your phone's a pretty big size.
the same-
It's actually bigger than most of the TVs on the wall.
That's what I'm saying. There's no point in just hold it closer to your face. Now you get a big screen TV.
You don't bother anybody.
Life hack.
So somebody just needs to make like this device that just holds the phone like right in front of you.
They make those things. They make bed things that clamp your.
Oh my God,
or you can
that's-
just get a cardboard box and then cut the shoulders out and put a hole for the screen. Dude, there's like there's some. How did we get this far off track? What's going on here?
We're talking about because I wanted to talk about Christmas buying habits for males from the age of 18 to 35. Come on, we just talked about this before we went on there. Like, what are you buying for Black Friday? I'm not buying anything.
I'm buying ammo.
You're buying ammo?
I'm going tomorrow to buy ammo.
Oh, okay. But that's not Black Friday, but I mean, it's good enough.
It's their Black Friday sale.
Yeah, and then watch them have like an actual Black Friday sale.
Oh, that would be so annoying if like 19 cents around. That's great. And then okay, all right.
19 cents around, that's not great of a deal.
It's not. That's why. Like,
That sucks, man.
Yeah. All right. Gold 31,000. Again, a really long comment. Had a ton of ideas. Gold 31,000 also like recommended different brands and stuff that he liked or they liked. I'm not sure. One of the most interesting things that he or they referenced was giving personal time. So they believe that giving your buddy your personal time is the best gift. Guiding them or sharing in the experience of playing Airsoft.
Oh, that's deep.
It was super deep and it's super thoughtful. That's not something that you can wrap very easily, but you know, I think that that's certainly something that we can take away, like in general, as experienced airsofters or even people that are supporting someone that plays the hobby that maybe doesn't play themselves. Like, you know, giving them the time, whether it's something as simple as giving them a ride to the field or spending time with them, you know, making decisions on how to set up their gear and stuff. I think that's something we can all take away. But for those looking to spend money to give something to somebody for the holidays, some great advice there as well.
Advice and ideas.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think I'm trying to think of childhood right now, or at least like, 13 to 18 of things.
So I've got a gift idea.
Okay.
That kind of, that really is it's a classic cop-out gift, but I think it's probably the best gift that you can get somebody from an airsoft store.
Okay.
Gift card.
Gift card?
Yeah,
That is true.
Because at the end of the day, every airsofter's experience is a personal one, and so if they know what they want and they've got more experience than you do for whatever loadout or setup or whatever they're putting together, then a gift card makes the most sense because it'll allow them to get what they're looking for, and you don't need to necessarily be as involved, albeit at the cost of not feeling as personal. I think because gift cards are one of those things you take to office parties when you really don't know your Secret Santa partner.
True. I mean, one suggestion I would also go with is this is kind of a formula we use with our kids right now in terms of what we get for Christmas. We try to focus on getting them something, one thing that they can learn from, one thing that they need, and then one thing that they want or that we think they want. Obviously, there are only two, so we can't. But,
Right.
but if you think about those three things, right? So you're like, oh, okay, something they need. Let's say they've been playing and they need a new speed loader,
Yeah.
or they need BBs, or they need maybe they've been having some problems with their magazine and what kind of mags they use, or they need a new chest rig or something like that. Those are things that you can give that they need.
That's true.
And in terms of something they want, let's say, if you want to surprise them, if they're going through browsing history, you can maybe see like what they've been looking at on Evike.com.
Browser history.
So be careful with that one, girlfriends.
No, what the? All right.
Truth is real on that one. I think I just.
Last
broke
but not
the
least,
internet. Come on, no, I didn't get to go to the last one.
Okay, all right.
Let me stop laughing. Hold on. What was the other thing I said?
I think that was it.
No.
Something they need, something they want, and then something they can learn from.
Yeah, you really. I don't know what you can really learn from.
Your last one, well, you talked about the learn from, and then I think the last one was something that they want, which I think is difficult.
That's why I talk about the browser.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, and then you can get them like a book about nothing airsoft.
I don't think anybody's written a book yet. We're still waiting on Jet to get on that train. I'm sure he'll be releasing his Airsoft memoir.
Get him an episode or a book from what is it?
My times as Desert Fox in the desert. Adventures with Leah, Unicorn Leah, and friends.
Is this like Chris Bass's book series?
Oh, he is an author. There you go.
There you go.
If you guys want some good reads, Chris Hollywood Best has an Amazon book series called the 0311 series. I think at this time of filming, he has 4 books out. They're short stories.
Not bad.
And
I haven't read a single one. I'm sorry, bro.
They're a pretty good read. They're more based on his time in the service rather than Airsoft. But if you like a good read, he's a talented. Anyway, there you go. Michael Stringer. Let's talk about Michael Stringer. Michael was our
favorite.
Our favorite, commenter in our last video. And in our last video, we offered a special holiday giveaway as part of the Not So Round Table to someone who had the best suggestion for a holiday gift. And we've chosen Michael Stringer for that as a winner. So if Michael, you're watching this episode and you haven't responded to our comment on a previous video. Has he responded yet at this time? Oh, okay, well, when you respond.
You hopefully respond.
Hopefully respond, otherwise this is...
And don't try contacting our CS department and saying you're this person, because we know you're not.
Yeah, because we know who you are, Michael. Mm-hmm. We think.
We think.
All right. Can we just read? I want to read the whole thing.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm going to read Michael's entire comment. So, as for the prompt, what would be the best gift for an Airsofter? Well, that depends, really. If they were a new player, been playing 1 to 2 years, then I'd say a nice AEG rifle. It would help them get more into the hobby, and they can also start to build off of it and customize it. As for a more experienced player, I'd say really just supplies like gas, quality BBs, batteries, or other parts even. It also makes it easier for someone outside of Airsoft to get that kind of stuff, since they will most likely have a lot of the things they'd like to have or know exactly what they want as far as rifles or pistols go. And this is the reason why we chose Michael, the second half of the comment. What I would wish to get from an Airsoft Santa would be an ICS grease gun, and then he sent us a link to it. And why he wanted this is that his brother has been asking for one for a while. It'd be a great gift for him because he loves running different guns or guns you don't normally see on the field. For the longest time, he ran a $20 tri-shot shotgun just because he enjoyed taking out guys who used HPA guns to spend a lot of money on their stuff. He has other guns, but that is his favorite Airsoft gun to use. Happy holidays whenever you guys read this and when it's closer to said holidays. Couple things, just as a team, I think we were really impressed with not only his suggestion, but also that he was asking for something for somebody else and didn't include an inclusion about himself or something that he would like.
And he had good suggestions.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
So, Michael,
comment.
thank you for your comment and thanks for participating. I'd like to do more of these giveaways every once in a while, so maybe this is a format that works. If you guys want to see us do more of these, comment below with the video, and we'll maybe try to implement them more. But congratulations to Michael, and I hope that our suggestions helped you guys choose a holiday gift for an Airsofter or gave you a better idea of what to ask for, maybe for somebody who's searching for a gift for you. With that, I think maybe we'll go into our January prompt of 2020. This will be our first insert of 2020. Episode 142. 42 is my favorite number.
That's a really lame favorite number. Pick your own number.
No.
You never picked
No,
your
and I was
number?
on I was a different number on each team. I think I was like
Okay.
8, and then I was like 21.
Yeah. They just assign you numbers, so you never got to like play a sport where you get to pick your number.
No.
Oh, okay. I was curious.
Yeah. They don't.
I
They
mean,
don't give you numbers in golf, so.
Well, I mean, you could shoot a 42, but that'd be pretty impressive.
Yeah, I couldn't shoot it for
I don't even. Is that even possible?
I don't know.
I don't know much about golf.
This is high school golf. I don't
Yeah.
even think. I don't even think there were scoring systems.
You could shoot 42 yards.
There you go. That's really short.
That is really short, but you know what? Maybe you did it with a sand wedge, so it was impressive at that point.
So, what is your New Year's resolution as an airsofter? So
Yeah.
keep these answers
airsoft
to
related.
airsoft related. What is your airsoft New Year's resolution?
Yeah, we don't want any of your personal resolutions, you know,
Okay.
I'm going to do this, I'm going to do
Yeah.
that. I mean, so like, let's for example, let's say that you want to, you know, talk about as a player, I want to start being like this, or I want to be in better shape to be able to do this, or I want to go to more games,
Mm-hmm.
or I want to be less vocal towards other players about hit calling or something.
Yeah.
You know, it could be anything.
Yeah.
And then you have other things you can improve on. I want to be a better shot. I want to be like Jet the Desert Fox.
I want to build a better armory. I want to make more loadouts.
I want 12 guns next year.
Yeah.
12 of them, 20 of them.
So whatever your airsoft New Year's resolution is, we'd like to hear it. Comment in the section below. Let's all get a conversation going. Maybe we can inspire other airsofters to change their New Year's resolutions to be better airsofters as well.
We'll find out what Matt's Airsoft New Year's resolution will be. in
I
2020.
already know what it is, so I'm ready.
Yeah, it's.
I'm not telling you right now.
I don't know what it is.
No, okay. Well, there you go. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning into the Not So Round Table. As always, you know, we're glad you're here joining us and keeping the comment section alive. If you want to see us do more of these, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you like the reviews
And
we're
share
doing.
it.
And if you like the insert stuff and you think somebody else would enjoy it, please do share it.
Yeah, post on your Facebook.
Yeah. Speaking of Facebook, if you're not following us on Facebook and Instagram, please do that as well. We regularly post awesome content of upcoming, newly released, and existing airsoft platforms, videos, and things like that. So,
Yes.
long-winded. We'll see you guys later. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Don't do anything stupid. Spread the cheer, the holiday cheer.
Don't be a grumpy person.
Yeah. Don't be an airsoft
Be
Grinch.
happy to spend time with your family. It's not a chore. Your mom and dad really appreciate it. And your grandparents too. Remember that.
That got deep.
Yeah.
Why are they still here?
Oh.
Why are you guys still here? You should go do
What
something
like
else.
faces are you making anyway?
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
it's like super weird.
It's weird that you guys are still watching this video. You should go. You probably should get back to
I
work.
already cut.
No,
Oh.
they're still going. So as the credits are rolling, they're just.
We have credits now.
I don't know. all 4 of us. Yeah. All right, guys. We'll see you later.